Dear Edinburgh, I've visited you so many times, yet there's always part of me that gets butterflies when I arrive here again. It feels thrilling, like arriving in a brand new place, but it also feels like being wrapped in a warm blanket, like home. Perhaps it's the centuries-old architecture and the stories within these stone walls. Maybe it's walking up and down those narrow cobblestone streets with always something new to discover. There's just something so magical about this place that captures so many hearts, mine included. On our first night back in the city after being away for a year, I wanted to return to Meadows Tap. It's a cozy pub that Justin hadn't had the chance to visit yet. There's a really chill atmosphere, great beer on tap, some of the best vegan pub grub. Then we ducked into a really little spot down one of those narrow alleyways called Mortal Kocktail, with yummy cocktails and a couple rooms of retro arcade games and pinball machines. On our first night in Edinburgh, the skies lit up in shades of pink and green as the northern lights danced across the horizon. We watched in awe from Calton Hill that night. It's our 1-year wedding anniversary, and we got married here a year ago, and it was just so special. And I can't believe it's been a year already.
Yeah, and today we're gonna visit the venue where we got married, the Ghillie Dhu, and I think we're gonna have some lunch and some drinks and, just check the place out, see how it looks.
Yeah, it'll be so much fun to see it a year later. Ghillie Dhu is such a great place to get married because it's right in the middle of town, kind of on the edge of Old Town and New Town at the base of Edinburgh Castle. You can actually go there for lunch, for dinner, you can get married there, you can attend all kinds of different special events. I love the venue too because it used to be an old church and now it's converted into a beautiful space. You can see all of the original architecture, the old organ. It is just stunning.
Mm-hmm.
We toasted to our 1-year wedding anniversary at Ghillie Dhu where we got married. It's crazy how fast the year went by. We woke up the next morning to some dreary skies and wet weather. When you travel to Scotland, of course you're bound to encounter some rainy days. There are so many museums in Edinburgh that are perfect for rainy days, and as an extra bonus, so many of them are free to enter. We love the National Portrait Gallery of Scotland for its incredible architecture and beautiful foyer, and then you wander through to see portraits from across the ages, sculptures, and its library room. For lunch, we tried this small soup cafe that one of our friends had recommended to us. This place is very popular and fills up quickly, but the service is fast and you won't need to wait too long for a seat. Even though it was still raining, you just need to bring your umbrella and embrace it. For beer lovers like us, check out Bellfield Brewery. The beer is so refreshing and it all happens to be gluten-free too, though you'd never know it. On the Royal Mile, we stumbled upon the Tron Kirk Market, a maker's market that's home to over 20 hand-picked Scottish artists and designers. Browse the booths in this beautiful old building, and you might just find that perfect gift or decor for your home that will remind you of Edinburgh. There are quite a few cute little coffee shops on Cocktail Street. One of these is the Milkman, though you can't go wrong with any cafes on this stretch. By contrast, Edinburgh has plenty of green space. One of these is the Royal Botanic Garden. It is free to visit for everyone to enjoy. There are so many plants, flowers, and trees. It was founded all the way back in 1670. There are really interesting exhibits that happen at the gardens. The one we saw was called Fungi Forums and it focused on all things mushrooms. Spend a couple of hours here exploring the gardens and the museum's art installations. It's Sunday in Edinburgh, and it's such a traditional British experience to enjoy a Sunday roast. Hendersons is a vegetarian and vegan restaurant that also happens to be Michelin recommended in the Michelin Guide. Hendersons has a vegan version of a Sunday roast that comes with everything you typically find, like roast meat, potatoes, vegetables, gravy, and Yorkshire pudding. It was so good, though the star of the show is the Biscoff cheesecake. I am still dreaming of this cake. For something a little different, especially if you're an animal lover, it's the Edinburgh Chihuahua Cafe. This is a chance to be warmly welcomed by this little gang of cuddly cuties. It's so clear that the dogs are super well cared for and their welfare is the top priority. They also have some tasty coffee and tea to sip. You can't help but smile while spending time with the adorable Chihuahuas. And now for one of our very favorite areas of Edinburgh, Dean Village. It really feels like you've stepped into a fairy tale. Justin and I had some of our wedding photos taken here. The Water of Leith flows through the center of Dean Village, and it's hard to believe that it's only steps away from the heart of the city. We continued our walk along the Water of Leith walkway, which is so peaceful and serene. From there, take a stroll down Circus Lane, another picturesque area of Edinburgh in Stockbridge. It's been named as the most beautiful street in the UK and the 6th most beautiful street in the world. Back to the heart of Newtown, this is one of the largest monuments dedicated to a writer anywhere in the world. Located in Princes Street Gardens, the Scott Monument is one of the most iconic landmarks in Edinburgh. You can't help but feel captivated by this stunning architectural work. And you can actually climb the monument itself if you book a tour. Walk up the narrow, spiraling staircases to admire panoramic views of the city from all angles. So, that wraps up another trip to Edinburgh. It's a place that's so familiar, but feels so fresh. It's always such a bittersweet moment to depart. Edinburgh, this isn't goodbye, it's so long for now.